people, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hope you guys are doing really well. I'm in a really good mood today. It's a beautiful day outside. I'm home alone, boyfriend's gone to work, and I'm catching up to my readings. I'm gonna go to the gym later, and hopefully I want to post and edit this video today, hopefully. Okay, so I'm really feeling good. But I went out last night as well, and it's crazy because I never really go out no more. And I realized that, God, what have I been doing with my life? All I do is sit in the house, study, work, and I'm missing out on having fun. So it's the summertime, people, and I recommend taking a break from what you're so used to doing to go out there and have fun with your lives, because before you know it, 30's round the corner, okay, for me anyway. And once you get old, you just don't get your time back. So yesterday was a well-deserved night out for me. So anyway, I'm doing this video today because it's probably been requested so much from you guys, but also I've wanted to do it so bad. And I've already done this video a couple weeks ago, but I didn't want to post it, so I wasn't happy with it. So I thought, let me just remake it again and literally just go from there. This is a substance abuse video. I'm going to be just dishing up the tea, honey, on substance abuse in astrology. I'll give you guys some personal examples of myself, as I always relate it to, you know, things that I personally witnessed or experienced, so it's easier for you guys to process. But yeah, what's substance abuse? Let's just define it. I define substance abuse as someone who is obviously abusing substances. Substances can literally be alcohol, you know, drugs, a bit of weed here or there, you know, anything that is basically a substance, honey. And when I think of substances, the first image I get is the 12th house. 12th house is the house of the escapism. It's your unconscious mind. It's the house of creativity, your past life, and your karma. But that 12th house is home to Pisces, and Pisces rules Neptune. And Pisces is also the co-ruler to Jupiter. And this is very interesting. I'm not saying that all Pisces people are substance abusers, that's not what I mean. But what I am saying is there's certain places where Pisces can be in your chart, or Jupiter being in Pisces, Venus in Pisces, Venus in the 12th house, a lot of other aspects can relate to substance abuse. I can also look at the 8th house as well, in a sense of some sort of abuse, because that's the house of trauma. It's the house of Scorpio. Scorpio rules Pluto, and the 8th house is, when I think of Scorpio, when I think of Pluto, I'm thinking of addictions, okay? And it's not always surrounding drugs, but addictions plays a massive part, obviously, in substance abusing. So we can argue and say, oh, Pisces sun is the most likely to be dealing with substance abuse issues. Well, Pisces sun definitely, because I'm not saying this for everybody. This is not what I mean, but I know a lot of you guys will be like, I'm a Pisces and I've never drank, I've never done this, and I know you ain't got to do everything. You haven't got to relate to everything, okay? What I do mean is Pisces is looked at as one of those energies that does dive into substance abuse and escapism. So I'm going to break it down. The sun is the soul's purpose. It's our directions, and it's where we need to be headed towards in life. The sun is exalted in the 10th house, okay? 10th house is where our public image is, our career is, our direction is at the top of our charts. So when I think of Pisces energy, period, it needs a bit of help towards guidance. And when you think of Pisces rules Neptune. Neptune's in the 10th house, that kind of person, not entirely sure what they want to do with their lives in the early years. So sometimes they might prefer to have some sort of guidance or something, and that's what I mean when I'm talking about, you know, Pisces wanting or needing guidance. So Pisces, you know, is definitely one of the notorious signs for ending up as a substance abuser. But Pisces ruling Neptune, people who have Neptune aspecting their sun, whether it be a square, an opposition, I've seen that plenty of times, square, opposition, even conjunction, even having a 12th house sun. The reason behind this, that usually shows that dad is lacking in your life, you know, because the sun is the dad, or masculine energy, or some sort of like directional guidance is lacking in your life. You're gonna feel like you want to fit in wherever you go. So sometimes you may have to play up to certain characteristics that people may expect from you, and before you know it, you can end up in different environments. But there tends to be an environment where your sun, which is the ego, your soul's purpose, your expression, is being suppressed, because that's what Neptune does. Neptune suppresses the sun. That's why you do see, when it comes to that aspect, you know, those particular people can end up diving into some sort of substance abuse. Okay. Venus in Pisces, or Venus in the 12th house. Now I say this because I'm a Venus in Pisces, right? And when you think of Venus is our pleasures, and Pisces, 12th house energy, Neptune even represents escapism, to get away from everything and everybody. Okay. And escapism is escaping from the realities that's happening in front of us, going to work, paying bills, being somewhere we're supposed to be. We just want to escape from it. So our pleasures tend to be drugs. And people look at my chart and people always like, oh, have you ever, you know, how do you feel when you smoke, or do you smoke, or do you do this? And the kind of person I am is crazy, because I come from a background where my parents smoke, my aunties, my aunt, everyone smokes, but I'm not someone who smokes. And I have smoked before, but I'm more of a social drinker. But it's very easy for me to become an alcoholic, and I'm not gonna lie. There's certain things in your charts that can, you know, intensify or increase the chances of you being an alcoholic. When you've got Venus in the 5th house, think of the 5th house as the house of your socializing and your fun. Venus being in Pisces, Venus being in Leo even. God, I see it a lot for Lilith in Leo. I see it a lot for Lilith in Pisces, in the 12th house, in the 8th house as well. But what happens is, remember I said Pisces co-rules Jupiter, so it partially likes to overindulge, because Jupiter is the planet of expansion, and it likes to overindulge in everything that it does. So that's why for me it's like go-to is always alcohol. I just can't help it. Alcohol for me is just what I want to go for. And I'm going to tell you guys a little bit of tea as well. This is like very crazy. You see, when you're writing books, this is for you writers out there. You guys write books, and sometimes you get writer's block, and your mind just can't seem to just go anywhere. You're just stuck there. For me, I get reader's block. So whenever I'm reading a chart and I'm like, I'm not connecting to the chart properly, what's going on, I might go and have a shot of brandy. You know, I'm a brandy girl, a vodka girl, you know, if you catch me on a good night. Spice rum is my thing. Oh my God, I love spice rum. But that's what I'll have a shot of that, and I'll go back to the reading, and I'll be on it. I can see everything, because the 12th house is the house of your unconsciousness. And when people are coming to me for readings, I've got to go into a place sometimes that I can't always get to when I'm just straight sober. I'm not saying that I'm paralytically drunk. I'm more so, we say wavy in the UK, but yeah, like I'm in a state of being wavy sometimes, and I get to that point in my unconsciousness that I can actually, you know, I can actually see what the hell I'm doing. I see that aspect is going there, expressing stuff like that, because I couldn't see it before. Last year I had a really, like, it was literally like November, October time, and I was clouded with work. So many readings, it was fucking crazy, it was horrible. And my boyfriend said, okay, put the drink down, you're having too much. You seem to be having, like, every day now you're having a drink. And I was like, I got what he said, but I got defensive, you know, Aries mode, I want to fight. You know, I just got defensive about it. And what I realized is, you know, my Pluto being in my 6th house, you know, 6th house is the house of work. and I like to be in control of what I'm doing, my daily routines of things. So I was irritated by this because I felt like I wasn't in control of my days, and I started to escape by diving into drink. But I'm not an alcoholic, I'm not dependent on it, and I drank yesterday, but I've not drank for weeks. I don't have any issues surrounding it, but I know I can recognize it in myself that I could possibly easily get addicted to it because I can't handle the pressure of not being in control of my work. And funnily enough, and I recommend everybody, Google a particular old school artist, musical artist, because all of this creativity, music comes from the 5th, 11th and the 12th house, okay? And I was really attracted to, I gravitated towards an artist called Billie Holiday as a child, because my dad, who's a Pisces sun and I'm a 12th house sun, that's all him. He showed me about this old school music, and I would sing her songs. Even to this day, there's just this pull and this connection towards her. Anyway, honey, when I checked out her chart, I saw that she was also an Aries sun. She was a Capricorn moon, Venus and Mars and Pisces. She had all this energy that represented me. I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my God. And she died from overdose, it's crazy. A lot of the really, you got Marilyn Monroe, Dorothy Dandridge, the really creative people, they all seem to have died from overindulgence and substance abuse. But I recommend looking into those people, looking for their charts and seeing what energies that they had in their charts, to see if you can find out or relate it to, whether it be yourself or just relate it to the substances. But that was an interesting chart for me because she was so similar to myself. Aquarius is one of those signs as well, especially if there's Pisces in their chart, but Aquarius definitely. Sag energy as well. More so relating to exploring, because Sag likes to explore. Jupiter being in the 5th house, Jupiter, oh my God, Jupiter in the 12th house especially. Venus in the 12th house, Jupiter in the 12th house, and also the thing is with Jupiter likes to acquire a lot of knowledge. And when you think of the 12th house being the house of escapism, it wants to acquire the knowledge to escape. And it wants to try new things as well. Even Mars positions, one of my friends, right, her boyfriend's got Mars in Pisces. And he works regular job, he gets paid very well. And she said to me, oh honey, he comes home from work every day and he always seems to go and dive for a glass of brandy, but it's every day. I go, yeah, that's because he needs to escape. He needs to take his mind away from what's been happening all day, every day. There's going to be, and typically, when Jupiter is aspecting your Mars, your Pisces, when Jupiter is aspecting your Mars, aspecting your Venus, because Venus being your pleasures, you're going to have the sense to want to overindulge in your pleasures, and Mars can make you be motivated towards the wrong types of things. There's certain drugs, right, typically like shrooms, that I still have not tried and I want to try so bad. And shrooms are looked at as a psychedelic, as they are, I forgot what the actual terminology is, but they activate a particular area in your brain, and the area represents your subconscious, okay? Just like the DMT drug, DMT is a drug that activates the same part of your brain, but it's just for a shorter period of time. And apparently, there's ways that you can actually activate your unconsciousness. And when you think of the unconsciousness, it's literally sleep. Okay, it's when you're sleeping, when you're dreaming, but you want to be living it. And I was chatting to my friend, and he was saying that he wants to actually try it, and he's going to try it out by staying in a dark room for 4 days, because your brain starts to think you're asleep, right? Because it's just dark 24/7. So he wants to actually test it out and see if it works. I've never heard of it. I want to look it up myself, but he wants to try that and to see if he can awaken that part or activate that part in his brain. But I know shrooms activates it, and you start to you start to see the undercurrents, you know, around you. And that to me, with my Venus being in Pisces, is really fascinating. Not so much to like escape, but like the escaping, to me, the escaping part is exciting, but it's also the curiosity of the unknown, which would be crazy interesting for me. Mars in Gemini is another position that I've seen a lot when it comes to trying out all types of drugs. There's like a drug, one of my friends is in jail over here, and he's got Mars in Gemini, and he was saying that he's tried spice. Don't know if you guys know about that. Most of my viewers are in America, but he's tried spice, which is a prison drug, and it's fucking crazy, but he's tried that before. And yeah, it doesn't look like it's a lot of fun. I'm not gonna lie, it does not look fun at all. Gemini is the curiosity into wanting to try new things. So imagine if you've got Jupiter aspects in your Mars, you're gonna be very, very curious into trying out new things all the time. I've done this reading for a client of mine a couple months ago, and she initially booked the random questions reading because she had a question in relation to whether I can see why, because she asked me a question, why are her brothers dealing with substance abuse issues, and is it on my chart as well? So she was a 12th house sun. She had Neptune and Uranus in Capricorn in her 3rd house, and I think she had, that's it, Neptune was also squaring her sun in the 12th house. And I said to her that she needs to she also has it in her, because this is the thing, like these things tend to be linked to where you come from as well. And I've been watching a program called Girls Incarcerated, and I absolutely love it. Oh my god, my Venus is just like, oh my god, I love it. So I've been watching that, and a lot of these young girls are in prison, and they're all in prison for reckless behavior. And a lot of them are saying that they're addicted to substances, and you know, they can't wait to get out and have heroin, meth and cocaine and a bit of weed. And I'm thinking, fucking hell, you're so young. But I know that I know for a fact that there is something on their charts that's going to show that they have this in them. And when you think of the 12th house, you think of jails, hospitals, and places where you cannot escape, but you need to escape. So Neptune again, a lot of these girls got themselves involved in the wrong crowd. And this is what I mean, like this is what Neptune does. 12th house suns, Neptune aspecting Sun or Mars. It can make you want to fit in so bad that you end up misbehaving, that you end up doing silly things just to be just to feel like you belong, because that lack of, you know, a relationship with dad can prevent you from feeling like you can belong anywhere or be anywhere. A lot of them are dealing with real life, like I'm talking girls that have gone through some awful situations, and a lot of them say, I don't want to feel the pain no more. I don't want to feel the pain anymore. And that's so upsetting. So they want to get high and escape from the pain, because that's the one time where they don't feel it. But you're suppressing yourself from having to feel it. You're supposed to feel pain. So unfortunately, pain is something that we're all having to deal with. But you're supposed to transform yourself and redirect yourself with the pain, you know? So I always say, start with even the people around you, your friends, your social circles, and look at celebrities that have also passed, you know, died or currently dealing with some sort of substance abuse issue. And you'll get so much answers from Neptune, you know, 12th house, Pisces, Gemini, Aquarius, Sag, 5th house, 8th house energy. You'll find it on their charts, okay? So my time is about to go off, so I'm gonna go and get ready to go to the gym. And if you guys want to book readings with me or my astrologers or my tarot card readers, go on my website. It's honeytrapastro.com, and I look forward to your feedback, people. Take care. Bye.